been many months since I've seen DaddyKirbs. And the other day I got a message and he invited me to come and see his new barn that he built. I thought I'd take you guys along, so let's go see Blake's new barn.
This is hardware that a friend gave me, and this is going to end up hanging on the front of the barn under the hay hood.
Oh, cool.
And so it's a double pulley.
That allows you to lift a lot more weight, doesn't
Yeah.
it? But with one person?
Right, so it'll mostly be decoration, but I'll show you when we get back there. There's going to be a chance that we actually lift a basket up into the hay loft, and I'll explain that more back there.
Okay. Okay, here we are in the back of the DaddyKirbs farm.
Yeah.
This
Welcome
is where
to
you
the
guys saw
progress.
us do a lot of videos in the past years. We did videos back here for 5 years.
Yeah, it's
Live streams and everything. And this, folks, right here, is the barn. We're really excited to see this. I mean, we've been waiting for a lot of months to see it, and it looks awesome. It really looks beautiful.
I appreciate you coming over and taking a look. I haven't had a chance to do a whole lot of video about it.
Right.
Just because I've been working on it.
Exactly.
Now I do have the GoPro running, so there will be a time lapse.
A bird's eye view time lapse if it's a GoPro.
Yeah, on a pole right here.
Oh, I see. And there's our little lean-to shed where we keep everything until it's time to put it in.
That's the ugly part. So this morning I've been working on getting this door framed up, and I'm going to put the rails, the hardware on for the big sliding doors.
Okay.
We can walk through and I can show you the back, which will give you an idea of what the barn
Sounds
doors
good.
look
And
like.
does this up here, the hay door, open?
Yeah, sure
Oh,
does.
that's awesome. And that's where the pulleys will hang, is above that.
The pulleys will hang on that, on the decorative piece up here.
I see. Okay. Thank you. Now let's go look at what else we've got here.
Just watch your step for hoses.
Yeah, I'm doing. Wow, Blake, this is huge.
Isn't it beautiful?
It is amazing. It's so big. And are you actually going to have a second story up above this?
So when we bought the kit, we opted to not have.
A flooring?
I lost my thought. So when I bought the kit, I opted not to buy the floor upstairs. It saved us some money, and we really want to just be able to see up because it's just gorgeous. Now,
It is.
we have enough wood left over that I may end up doing a loft just on this end.
Just above where we're standing?
Just above where we're standing so that we can actually utilize the hay door.
And there's the hay door up there. So the floor would probably rest on these big double wooden pieces right here.
Correct. The top of the floor would be right here.
And then where will you put your stairs? Have you even thought about that yet?
It's just going to be a ladder, and it's going to be right behind you on the wall right here. I'm going to have a hole in the floor right here, and then just a simple ladder permanently fixed right here.
So when they have the hay and everything up there, you just climb up and then push it off onto the floor below, or?
Yeah, no, this isn't actually going to be used for hay or any animals at all.
Oh, okay.
So the hay door is a functioning hay door, but we're going to use this upper storage. Should we continue with that thought, we're going to use this upper storage for like Christmas decorations, holiday storage. And then
Get it out of the spare cabin over in the back.
Correct. We have some in the cabin, some on the back porch, and some in the green shed. It's a mess. So we thought maybe we would form a basket, kind of like an elevator lift basket, that we could hang on that pulley that I showed you.
Right.
And
you can open the doors and lift things in and out that way.
Lift it right down the front. Exactly.
Cool.
That way we don't have to have, mess around in here.
And it looks like you're building some kind of shelf or something above the windows there.
Yeah. So this, this right here. This is my pointer.
Right.
These boards right here, according to the plan, was supposed to go all the way to the top.
Okay.
Well, I opted to cut them off so that I could put a board across and have a shelf all the way around the barn.
What a good idea.
That way I can put fun stuff, you know, knickknacks, rusty items.
Your old farm equipment that's small.
That type of stuff that's just fun to look at.
Right.
That's the kind of things that I'm going to have on that. Now, Mama Kirbs wasn't super thrilled about my choice with the shelving, but it's my shop.
There you go. Are these the windows that are going to go right up here in the opening?
Yeah, let me show you. So it's an interesting window design. They'll slide in. And then, so in this form, it's just so that it will rest and have vent.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to get where the sun is not right in the camera so we
sure.
can see better. Okay.
So that's a vented position, and then these springs slide back. Now it needs sanded.
Lock it.
It needs sanded because everything
Right.
is painted. But they'll sit up, and then those will latch back, and they'll be in a locked, closed position.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Those are nifty. Are you planning on putting screen outside to keep the mosquitoes and stuff out?
No, I'm just...
You don't think those are going to bother you?
Well, most of the time when I'm out here, I'm going to have the big double doors open anyway. So
Okay.
it's not going to be a
It'd be pointless.
bug-proof. What's that?
It would be pointless to have
It would be
screen.
pointless. Yeah, it's not a rodent-proof, bug-proof building.
Okay.
So lots of cracks, lots
Yeah, I
of...
noticed in the walls up here particularly, you can see a lot of daylight.
Well, so there's a reason you can right now.
Okay.
Notice up at the top or on the sides, you can't.
Right. Is
Let's
that because you have the shiplap on the outside?
the batten boards
Okay.
covering the sides. So let's walk out here and I'll show you that.
It is really amazing. Now, hold on just a second. Look at how big those pieces of wood are. I cannot imagine having to lift something that big and heavy up. Is that what you used those pieces of equipment you rented for? To
Yes.
lift the really heavy things up?
Yes, and my boys.
Those would be helpful, yes.
Yeah, so notice on this side, this is still open. There's nothing over the seams.
Right.
But right around the corner, I've already finished this wall. And this is the purpose of the batten boards.
Oh, yeah, to close over the seams.
It covers the seams, it keeps the weather out, and it finishes the side. So,
I was going to say it gives a more rustic look to the outside
Yeah.
of the barn, too, because here you've got this flat wall, and over here you actually have the boards that go up and down.
yep. Now, I haven't finished this yet because I'm still working on doors. And I want to make sure I have the doors completely figured out before I start putting those up because
Right.
they'll get in the way.
Well, I would think that it would have to be planned ahead of time because that big door right there seems to be almost right up against the wood.
Yeah,
Let's see if I can
It'll
pan
swing
out a
out.
little more. That's a huge door. How tall is that door, Blake?
the door is,
8 or 10 feet tall?
I think it's 8.5.
Yeah,
think
that's
it's 8.5.
really tall.
So they slide pretty nice.
Look how easy it slides.
Yeah. Now I don't have this. I made some mistakes on this door. I made all my mistakes on the back of the barn, so
Oh,
that
good.
I'm not going to make the mistakes on the front. So one of the mistakes was that I forgot to put the stops in the rail.
Right.
So notice it slides past the edge. It's supposed to stop right there. And when I'm finished, when I take it down and redo it, it's going to be
Okay. These are similar to the closet doors that you made for someone a couple of years ago.
Yeah, exactly. My daughter. Yep. So I still need to mount this, but this will hold them shut.
Mm-hmm. And they don't have anything on the bottom to hold them shut, do they?
Well, there will be. Where is that? These roller brackets.
Oh, okay.
These are going to be mounted out here,
Right.
and then this door will roll in this path.
Oh, okay. That'll keep it from the wind getting under it and pulling it out.
Correct.
Wow.
Yep.
I love your front porch on it down here.
Oh yeah, let's look at the porch. I tried really, really hard to keep the stain off the porch, and you can see I wasn't entirely successful, but
Well, Porches get used,
Yeah.
you know?
Yes.
They do get used, but oh, this is really, look at how nice that ceiling
Yeah.
looks out there. Are you planning on putting any ceiling fans or anything out here?
No, no.
Wow.
Not, I haven't planned on it yet. In the future, who knows?
You may change your mind, sure.
Yeah.
And there's those windows in the open position to let the venting through.
Correct, yeah. And this interior is all finished with the batten boards.
Mm-hmm.
The door is all hooked up and functioning, so the hardware is pretty interesting.
Oh, and
It
this
has a
one
little-
just swings out instead of
Yep.
going sliding back and forth.
It has a little latch on the wall.
Yeah. And it'll stay there. Very
Stays
good.
there. Yep,
Oh, that's a nice wide door, too. You can get a lot of stuff in and out of there.
yep. So let me give you an idea of
Are you going to do this on your porch,
maybe.
the brick thing?
We're deciding. So
That's
a
pretty.
friend of ours is gifting us the tile,
Oh, how wonderful.
and we're trying to decide if we want the entire porch to look like that, or if we want to keep it more solid color.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure yet. That's why it's laid out just stacked there.
It's beautiful. I can see that it would really make a finished look on the
Oh,
the
I
face
think
of
it
the
would be
floor.
really pretty. It just depends on what Mama Curbs wants.
I understand that one, too.
So there is hardware on the floor, so watch your step.
Yes, thank you. Now, what are these?
This is the hardware that's going on the door.
Oh, okay.
These are the rail hangers.
Mm-hmm.
The big metal rail hangs in here. And then more of the door stops on the
Right.
bottom, or slider rails.
Boy, those are some huge screws. Look at that.
Yeah.
Put my finger down there so you can see the difference. I mean, they're big screws.
Yeah. It holds a lot of weight.
And look at all the wood. I thought you had a bunch when you first brought the whole kit in, but that's amazing.
I had lumber stacked everywhere.
And all the little sticker sticks to keep it straight and keep
Yeah.
air between them.
Yep.
Now, did those come, or did you have to actually make those?
It all came like that.
Oh, wonderful.
Every stack of lumber had those 1-inch spacers between it, and it kept the boards, allowed them to air dry.
Right.
So-
Kept them flatter.
Yep. So I contacted the representative that I'm working with at Sand Creek Post and Beam, and I showed him a picture of all the extra lumber, and I said, "Is this normal to have the barn pretty much done and have all that extra?" I thought maybe I forgot to build something.
Right.
And he sent a message back just saying, "We always send excess, but it looks like you were very efficient." So.
Oh, very good. But
Yeah.
now you've got a lot of wood that you can do other projects.
Correct. So that's going to be enough, more than enough, to do the loft if I choose to.
Right, right.
And so the loft and also some workbenches.
Very good.
Yeah, very
Now I have a
excited.
question for you, Blake.
Yeah.
Up here, you have a gray something running along the roof lines. What is that?
Yeah, that's the weather material that was on the roof and they ran it up the side.
Oh, okay.
Now, that's going to be covered. We're still trying to decide if we're going to cover it with the boards, or I would kind of like to use, there's a stack of old corrugated metal that came off the structure that was out here. Remember
Yeah.
that old lean-to that was
Right.
here? So all that corrugated metal we saved, and I would kind of like to put it up there just to add a little bit of extra texture, different texture in the barn.
Right. Now, the question for you too. All of this wood that I see up here does not appear to be treated with anything to
Nope.
protect it. Is that not necessary with the
Nope.
large pieces of wood? I mean, these are really huge.
Yeah, so the
Just big
exterior,
pieces.
that's a 6x6, and all the lumber in the barn is what they call full dimension. Like in the old days, a 6x6 was actually 6 inches by 6 inches. That's full dimension.
Right,
Now, a 6x6 is 5.5 by 5.5.
right.
A 2x4 is 1.5 by 3.5.
By 3.5, right.
Everything in here is full dimension, so this
Oh,
is
cool.
6 inches by 6 inches. All the 2x6s that you see on the walls, those are all actually 2 inches by 6 inches. The purlins are 3x6, so they're big, heavy boards.
Now, did you have to cut all of these angles and things, or did these pieces come pre-cut and ready
Nope,
to
yeah,
use?
so notice I left some of the paper on right here.
Uh-huh,
That is identifying what pieces, because the structure, the main structure, is kind of like a big Lego kit or
Right.
a erector set or something like that, and it's all labeled, and so you just follow the directions, put the right ends together, and bolt it all together.
So it comes with the holes drilled and the angles cut and all of that.
All of it. Now that's just the skeleton of the
Right,
barn.
right.
The exterior and the roof and all that is all cut to fit. But the structure, the main bones of the barn was a complete kit. I didn't have to cut anything.
How wonderful.
Yeah, it's really cool. And so that makes it easier. It's still big, but
Right.
it makes it easier. And the team at Sand Creek Post and Beam was just excellent. They gave me 3 phone numbers. I basically had 3 reps at my disposal at all times. I could call them direct
How
and
cool.
ask questions. Yeah, it's a really good team, a really good product. And I'm not making any affiliate money if you choose to buy one.
Oh, goodness.
So,
And these are your doors that you're still working on.
yep, well, they're finished. They're just waiting to be hung.
Oh,
I
okay.
got all the hardware mounted,
I see. And you got the painting all done.
correct, all the painting, all the stain.
And that's really pretty with the dark
Isn't
dark
it
on the inside and the white across.
That was Mama Curb's decision, and I'm glad she did that
Yeah,
because
it's beautiful.
I was going to paint it all white.
Ah, okay.
And she said, nope, we're going to do the interior stain.
Well, it
So,
looks very rustic like that.
They're beautiful.
It's a good idea for a barn.
yep. So these are ready to hang on the front, and that's what I'm doing today is preparing the front to actually accept the
Getting all
doors.
that hardware you showed me before up there.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. And what are these, all of these pieces?
So, this is all extra material. Now, I sort of a little bit fibbed to you just a second ago. I didn't mean to. But the only cutting on the big boards that I had to do was that off the bottom of these very tall beams, you have to cut it to fit because not all foundations and floors are the same.
Right.
Right. So that's what these are. I just cut the bottoms off, and
Wow.
my intention.
You get around here because we got the sun
Yeah,
right in the
let's turn.
camera again.
So my intention with these cutoffs is that someday I'm going to buy a lathe, the turner, wood turner, and I'm going to turn these into bowls or something like that.
Oh, cool
That way I
idea.
can have products or things that I keep
Right.
made from the lumber from the barn.
Wonderful idea. And barnwood is a big thing too,
Yeah.
so.
And this material it's not just the normal soft pine you buy at Home Depot or
Right.
somewhere else. This, I think it's Douglas fir. I might be wrong on that, but it's still a softwood, but it's very dense, beautiful. I mean, it smells really good too.
I love I can get close in and see all the grain on it. I
Yeah.
mean, it's really pretty piece of wood.
It's gorgeous, and also, where is it? Somewhere in here is a scrap of the cedar that they sent to me.
Mm-hmm.
The sill plate. Let me show you over here. So the bottom of the barn,
Right.
the board that runs around the entire bottom is called the sill plate, and that is cedar because it's weather resistant.
Right.
And that's the part that would have the most chance of having water stand on it or something like that.
And is that the cedar?
This
made
is
of
cedar, and I had a few extra pieces, so I cut it up for just little chunks of wood to look at and smell.
Right.
And it's just absolutely, it's like a beautiful lavender purple when it's cut. It's gorgeous.
And that goes all the way around. And cedar, why did they send you cedar as opposed to some of these other woods that you've got?
Yeah, only for the sill plate we use the cedar because it's actually sitting on the floor for
And
that
it's
weather
so
resistance.
Rot resistant?
Rot resistance.
Okay.
For water and bugs, actually.
Oh, very,
you know, 'cause-
well, I knew it was bugs because all women have cedar chests that keep
Exactly.
the bugs out.
So I was considering, I was talking about making products from the leftovers of the barn.
Right.
So I'm considering taking some of that cedar, cutting it into chunks and sanding it real pretty, and getting a a wood burner iron and putting my logo on it and
What a good idea.
either selling them or giving them as gifts. Yep.
That would be great. I hear your roosters out there. They're very talkative this morning.
We have way too many roosters.
Do you?
Yeah, way too many. It seems
You've
that
got lots of big tool chests over there. That's quite a corner.
yeah, over the years, I've acquired different tool chests, and so that corner will end up being the mechanic corner. And I'll probably end up getting a different tool chest system and making it prettier.
Right.
Because one of the things we want to do in here is to have like barn parties or whatever, people gathering events, and mostly family and friends, just
Right.
local stuff.
This is where you have Luke's dances.
Yes, yes. So I have a plan that entire left wall over there, left when you walk in the front, will be decorative wooden sort of hidden storage. And that way everything can be tucked in, closed up when
good
there's
idea.
people in here.
Good idea.
And all of the tools, my table saw, my drill press, and all those things will be on carts that could be pulled out, the top flipped up, the tool can be used, and then it can be flipped down and tucked under that.
That'll be really
Yeah.
nice.
And that way it's all hidden, it's accessible, but it's hidden, and so when, it's not just for visual aesthetics.
Right.
If people come in here and start dancing around and they get hurt on my equipment, that's no fun.
Right.
So if I can tuck it away and make it safe and attractive, then we're good.
Yeah, that's great. Boy, this is just such a beautiful, beautiful place. I mean, I had no idea when you told me that you were going to build a barn out here.
Yeah.
I had no idea what a gorgeous place it would be. I mean, it is just wonderful. I'm so jealous. It's great.
I'm grateful. I'm not glad you're jealous, but I'm grateful, for the compliments. It means a lot to me because this truly, I call it the DaddyKirbs Dream Barn, and it truly is a dream come true because I haven't had a workspace
Right,
ever.
right.
And you've been here long enough and you've seen what we have. I don't have a garage, I don't have a barn. The little structure that was here was horrible.
Right. And
It-
for a while, it was a horse.
It was a horse
Facility.
barn for a while. It was a storage. It was a rat home. Raccoons, possums, and snakes loved it. But so now I'm going to have a proper space to put my tools and do my projects, and then I can
What
put
a
them away.
blessing.
Yeah.
What
yeah.
a blessing.
I feel very grateful. And I wanted to mention the front porch, too. This barn obviously is expensive. And we weren't going to be able to do the whole thing. We ended up getting a loan. We didn't want to, but we did end up getting a loan. But we were going to build it without a porch
Right.
because the porch was like $7,000 extra. And I had still have no idea who it is, a donor, a person gave to me $5,000
Oh, my goodness.
for the barn.
That is amazing and
Through-
such a blessing.
Yeah, huge. So this person, they basically gave me a porch. I decided, Mama Kirbs and I decided that we were going to go ahead and do the porch because we got that gift, and we want to use that as a way to bless others.
Right.
Whether it's in person or through video, the porch. And I want to give the porch a name that reflects generosity or whatever, something. The porch of
This is a
something.
blessing porch. I mean, it was
Yeah.
a blessing to you, and you're making a
Correct.
blessing to others. So
Yeah.
you want a name that reflects that.
I want to do that and maybe even make a plaque because it's a reminder to me. And I asked the person who was the intermediary, the one in between, who actually gave me the money. I said, "Well, where's this coming from?" And the person said that they didn't want to be known.
Right.
And I thought, wow, that's just amazing. I said, well, what can I give in return? And they said, just keep doing what you do.
Right.
And do you know how important that is to me right now?
Oh,
Because over the last several months, I've had a strong urge to quit all my sharing, all of everything. And you notice I backed way off.
Yes.
When I started thinking about that porch, that's the exact motivation I needed to keep going. So,
Right.
so I'm not done on YouTube, folks. I'm coming back. But I've just been so busy building the barn, I haven't had time. But that's the drive right now is for me, that I know that I've reached people. Why would someone send $5,000?
Right. Exactly.
Obviously, my story touched their life.
Yes.
And so they in turn touched my life, so I can turn around and touch more
And
lives.
there are two stories that count. Yours and the story of your donor. Both of those stories
right,
count.
exactly. Every story counts.
Yes.
And for them to do that, it was just, it was mind-blowing to me. You know, there's been a good number of people over the years, amazing blessing, that have given me $5, $10 at a time. And
Right.
I have tried to be very wise and use that. And I appreciate every single gift. But that one was so big and so mind-blowing, I thought, wow, you know, that was something that just made me feel like I have to keep sharing my story. And so the porch,
Is it that you have to or that you really do want to?
well, I really do want to.
Yeah.
But it's in those moments where I want to quit, it's the drive to not quit.
I
So.
understand that completely. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but I've had to back away a lot.
Yeah.
Mine has been a totally different reason. I've had to start taking more care of my elderly parents, and
Yeah.
my husband is now more disabled than he was, so it's taking more of my time to take care of my loved ones.
Yeah.
So I haven't been able to do as many videos as I wanted to and as I started out doing.
Right.
But it's amazing that the channel is growing. I mean,
It's
I'm up to
wonderful.
2,500 members, subscribers on
That
my
is
channel.
wonderful.
And I really haven't done anything to make it grow except every Sunday afternoon. We get on there for an hour and we just talk to our friends.
Good.
And
Good. And your story is reaching people. This is what I've been saying for years, and I have to say it again and again because I need to keep believing it myself.
right,
What we do, what we share, and it's not just YouTubers. I'm talking about every person.
right.
What we do and what we share with others is a demonstration of our love for others, and that's what I believe we were
Yeah.
created for.
I agree. I entirely agree.
So I'm glad your family has you.
Thank you. Well, folks, this has been a wonderful tour of Lake's Barn, and I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera off right now, and I'll bring you back when we get home and talk for a few minutes.
Thank you.
We're headed home. It was a wonderful visit with Blake, and I got to see Mama Kirbs as well for a minute, and Luke. Just for you to know, Luke is doing much better. His health is improving. He's doing a lot of physical therapy and getting much better in everything. I'm very encouraged by that. And Mama Kirbs looks great too. None of the other kids were there, or at least they were not up. So I didn't get to say hi to Adeline, the daughter Kirbs, or any of that. But there we go. So now we're just going to take a little ride on home. And I'll turn all of this footage over to David, and we'll see what we turn up to have as far as the video. I hope we can have answered a lot of y'all's questions and shown you the things you wanted to see about DaddyKirbs' farm and his barn. It was wonderful to see him again. You guys take care. Bye.